Hello and welcome to Totally Trades. This session is provided to you by New Ventures Maine. New Ventures Maine has been providing in-person Totally Trades conferences for many years in Maine, and for the past 2 years, we have provided virtual sessions. These sessions are intended for people who identify as girls or as gender expansive, gender nonconforming, or non-binary, and are interested in exploring non-traditional careers. Totally Trades provides information about careers in trade and technical fields that students of any gender might want to explore. We welcome students of all abilities, backgrounds, regions, religions, and experiences. Non-traditional careers are careers that are predominantly and traditionally filled by one gender. Occupations such as truck driving, engineering, pilots, and architects are considered non-traditional occupations for women. Careers such as nursing, child care provider, and elementary teaching are considered non-traditional for men. In today's session, we will be focusing on the topic of jobs in aviation. Aviation is a non-traditional job for women. 16.4% of commercial airline pilots are women, and 83.6% are men. The term aviation may be one that's new for you, so let's start at the beginning with a definition. Aviation is the flying or operating of aircraft. The first job you might think of when it comes to aviation is a pilot. There are many different types of pilot jobs, from flying small aircraft to major jets, transporting passengers or cargo. Remote pilots work with drones in a variety of industries. The picture on this slide is of a drone spraying fertilizer on a sugarcane field. There are also many types of behind-the-scenes jobs in aviation, including all of the people who design, maintain, and repair aircraft. I recently had the opportunity to meet 2 amazing women in the field of aviation, one who is a student and one who is an instructor. We'll hear about their experiences in the following video.
So today we're going to do flight lesson 1. I first became interested when I was like a kid, really little. I remember going to the small airfields like Augusta with my dad, and we would plane watch, just watch the 172s take off, small planes. But I never really realized it could be a career until I was in high school.
I've been doing some classes through UMA, some aviation classes, as well as just other dual enrollment classes. And this summer I got to participate in UMA's pre-flight academy, so I got to go with 5 other students and learn how to fly in their new airplane. I'm working on ground school for your private pilot's license, and I'm planning to take the written test in December, like late December. And I've flown about 5 times, so I haven't flown very much for the training, but I have been doing ground training. And so I'm planning to start actually the flight training next spring and summer.
So I started my training 4 years ago when I joined the University of Maine at Augusta program, and it was a 4-year degree. So I started with absolutely no flying experience my first year, got my private pilot license my first year. Then I slowly started working on my commercial, which was a total of 250 flight hours. So that took me about 2 years to complete, got my instrument rating, so I'm able to fly through clouds with no visual references outside, and then I finished up my last year at UMA doing my certified flight instructor, and now I'm able to teach her.
So you start with your private pilot's license, and that's just the small airplanes that you see a lot. And you get there's 2 exams. There's a written exam and then a practical exam that is taken in the actual plane, just like your driver's test and driver's license. So you have to go through ground training for your private pilot's license, then you have to pass the written exam and then fly for 40 hours and then pass your practical exam. And that's the basis for all other certificates, licenses, and ratings. And then you'll go your instrument rating, which allows you to fly in any kind of weather. You don't have to visually see where you're going. And then there's your commercial license, which allows you to charge and have it fly for a job. And then UMA's 4-year program, they do those 3 that I just talked about, and then they also do your certified flight instructor's license so that you can teach others how to fly. And then you go to get your multi-engine rating, so not just a single engine plane, a bigger plane. And then after that, you can get your regional, you can start flying for regional airlines, and then eventually get your airline transport pilot certificate and go all the way to the airlines. My experience as being a woman in the industry, sort of starting out, it's been really, really wholesome because my instructors, both male and female, are very supportive, and they realize that we're in the minority in the industry right now, but they're very supportive and they want us to be doing it. It's also amazing because that we're in the minority. We also get sometimes you can find special scholarships for the flight training because of being in the minority. The aviation world is full, it's like one big family, and I've been told this by my instructors a lot, and I've experienced it. Anytime you can get connections to pilots, to anyone who's involved with the aviation industry, it's amazing because they will give you other connections.
Advice I'd give to anyone interested in pursuing the field of aviation is make sure that it's your passion. Make sure it's something you're really dedicated to, that excites you, makes you want to come back for a second lesson.
I do think it is important for women to be involved in the aviation field because I think it's just amazing to be able to see a woman pilot, and it brings in more of a diversity.
We'd like to thank Holly and Amber and the UMA Aviation program for helping us make this video. If you are starting to think this might be a career path you're interested in, it may be helpful to know that average pay in this field is good, and there will continue to be job opportunities in the future. Here are some questions to reflect on if you are considering whether a job in aviation would be a good fit for you. If you find yourself answering yes to many of these, this might be a career option you would like to explore. The education and training required for aviation jobs varies by the type of job, but classes such as physics, engineering, electronics, math, and geography may be helpful. As you can see on this slide, you can now get a degree in aviation right here in Maine at the University of Maine at Augusta. If you are interested in a job as an aviation mechanic, you may wish to check out your local CTE. A program in auto technology and mechanical systems may give you a good starting point. If you're not already familiar with CTEs, there are 27 career and technical education, or CTE, schools across the state. The mission of career and technical education, as part of the educational system in Maine, is to ensure that students acquire the high-quality technical skills that will prepare them for post-secondary education and entry into an ever-changing workplace and society and meet the rigorous academic standards of Maine's learning results. Any high school student in Maine can attend CTE for free. Your feedback is important to us. Please complete the form that was sent or provided to you by the school staff person who gave you the link for this session. Totally Trades is sponsored by the Maine Department of Transportation and the Maine Department of Education, Career, and Technical Education. We thank them for their support. On our website, you can find other partners, organizations, and employers who also support Totally Trades. Thank you for attending today. We hope that this session provided you with useful information and encourages you to continue your career exploration.